Greatness. Greatness, Nathan.
That's what's upon us.
That is what is upon us. That is what has arrived. Oh, wow. It feels good to say because the NBA finals are official. We got Mavericks versus Celtics in the NBA finals. Hello and welcome back to the Morning Jackpot presented by SoBet.io. I don't know what to say other than bring me Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving in this current moment. But there's a lot to talk about today, Nathan, and I feel like we should at least start with what transpired last night, what occurred last night, the first half performance out of Minnesota, the first quarter dominance out of Luka Doncic, and that 7-game series, that comeback, that creating history. We were both wrong. Where Jack was right, where Jack was wrong, well, he was wrong in terms of Minnesota having any chance of coming back in that series. But I'm thankful, I'm appreciative, because this is the matchup that not only I wanted to see ultimately, this is the matchup that will prove why Jason Tatum is the best player in the league. There's no other matchup other than maybe Denver with Jokic that would allow for the Celtics and Jason Tatum more specifically to go out there and say, because we beat y'all, I'm the best in the league, because we proved that we could beat a Western Conference team. This team that any Western Conference team that was going to go up against us, everyone would say Boston doesn't beat that team. And we are just going to expose the media for what it is. I got a lot of chats right now, and they're all leaning in one direction.
Allow me to interject. The best player in the world right now is Luka Doncic. Right now, and it will stay that way. Mm-hmm. I saw a take this morning by Austin Rivers.
Yep.
On his little podcast. He said, whether the Mavericks win or lose this finals, Tatum will not be better than Luka Doncic. Yep. Luka Doncic, from a talent standpoint, will be and is the second best player in the world right now.
Josh Allen is more talented than Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes has been through it, though. Patrick Mahomes has proved himself with MVPs and championships.
I'm not trying to. Sorry, I didn't mean to relate Mahomes to Tatum, but I did.
They're nowhere near. They are nowhere near each other.
It's fairly identical. We are about to witness Mahomes versus Allen in a Super Bowl. That's what we're going to see. We don't get to see Mahomes versus Allen in the Super Bowl.
Jason Tatum is closer to what's like a good comparison? CJ Stroud. He's closer to CJ Stroud than Patrick Mahomes is closer to LeBron.
What do you think of like Tatum is kind of like, I feel like the media would say that Jason Tatum is A, Lamar, or B, Josh Allen, or C, Dak Prescott. That's what the media would say. But he's Patrick Mahomes. That's what people don't understand.
He's around the top 5, right? He's around that circle.
Yep.
And he still needs that first ring to just like be like, okay, I'm finally here.
But I want to talk about like Austin Rivers comes on air and he says, what? The Celtics. So basically, if Dallas loses, it doesn't really affect Luka Doncic's status in terms of him being the best player in the league. But if Tatum wins versus if Tatum loses, well, it doesn't affect anything. Like, this is not going to decide anything is basically what he's trying to say. Like, what's the point of that?
I think so. And I think he kind of has a point. I mean, obviously, Jason Tatum still needs this ring a lot. He needs it. But if he loses, like, he has so much to gain and so much to lose at the same time.
Winning trumps all.
A
championship trumps all.
Luka just being here, bro. Luka just being here is like amazing because if you take a look at the rest of his roster, I would say everybody outside of maybe PJ Washington wouldn't be on an 8-man rotation at the start of this year. But Luka Doncic has made everybody so good and so much better around him. That Mavericks defense is the only concern that I have matchup-wise for Boston outside of Kyrie and Luka, obviously. But, like, their defense has gotten so much better throughout the playoffs leading up to this moment. So, I mean, That's the thing. That's what Luka presents
So if Luka
out of his talent.
loses,
He's still better than Tatum.
it doesn't hurt his legacy.
He's still better than Tatum if he loses. It
This is
doesn't
the
hurt his
delusion.
legacy,
This
bro.
is why I can never win in life.
No, because the Dallas Mavericks were a 5-seeded team
Who
that
cares? All you guys have been
beat
saying
4
all
Hall of Famers
playoffs
in
is
the
that the
first
Celtics
round,
haven't played anybody,
beat the
and,
first seed in the
they
second
were
round.
they were the team who got through the West.
Yep, they were.
I don't care what
They
seed
were.
they are.
He took a
I
bunch
don't
of
care.
bums. He took a bunch of bums to the NBA Finals, right? I'm not trying to.
How am I supposed to have a conversation with somebody that's saying that nobody can beat a Western Conference team if you're the Boston Celtics,
The
and then you're
Boston
going to say
Celtics
that the
should win
Luka
this
Doncic
series.
show took a bunch of bums to the West? No, they didn't. The role players mean more than anything in the NBA right now. You saying that Luka took a bunch of bums, the role players were half of the reason why Minnesota had no chance in this series.
Jack, if we were to rank top 10 players in the NBA Finals, I
I have it
guarantee
right
you.
in front of me right now. I
Thank you.
guarantee
Thank
you I'm going to give you the top
It-
7 at least, and there's going to be 5 Celtics and 2 fucking Mavericks. Simple.
Yes,
That decides
exactly.
everything.
That's my point.
That
You're proving my point. You're proving my point. The
What's
fact
the
that there's
point?
only 2 Mavericks on that list shows how lopsided this finals matchup should
No, it's
be.
not lopsided. Everyone's been saying that if a Western Conference team gets to the finals versus the Boston Celtics, then the Western Conference team is going to demolish the Boston Celtics because the Boston Celtics haven't played anybody.
The matchup we all wanted to see
Which is
was
it?
Nuggets Celtics.
No,
Regardless of that,
this is the hardest task for the Celtics, guaranteed. Why? Because that's the team that's there. That's the team who beat Minnesota. Minnesota beat Denver.
no,
Why are we trying to work our way around the fact that the Celtics are about to dominate the Mavericks in the finals?
I'm not making excuses. I'm not making
You are.
excuses. No, I'm not.
Don't make
I'm
any
not.
more
I'm
excuses.
just
I'm going
saying
to
they
call
don't
you
have
out for
the
every single time
hardest
you make
possible
another
matchup.
excuse.
They don't have. Look. Here's the thing. The ball. I'm getting you so mad right now.
I'm fired up, bro. You got me tight at 8:31 a.m., bro. Oh, shit, it's 9:10.
Look. You guys are versing the final team remaining, right? Nothing. I'm not taking away anything from that, but I want you to read off this list, and you will see yourself how there are Boston Celtic after Boston Celtic. It's just Luke and Kyrie, role players.
Wait. Are you about to give me a top 10?
I mean, you know what?
I have my own. I literally
Okay,
have
fine.
this is something that I created for today's show. So if you're going to read off some bullshit ESPN graphic, at least make it your own list. I'm going to give you my top 10 because I don't want to hear nobody else's media opinions other than you and me right now. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So the top 10 players, let me repeat. Top 10 players in the 2024 NBA Finals. At 10, I have Derek Lively. He's been magnificent. He has been an X factor for Dallas. He has been one of the main reasons as a role player why this team has made such a big run. At 9, I have Al Horford. At 8, PJ Washington. At 7, now this is where I'm going to list off 3 names. They're interchangeable. But the idea that we have 5 of the 7 best players in the series should not be looked at in any other way other than we're going to dominate Dallas. And that should tell you that Boston wins this series. I am explaining to you why Boston wins this series. And I'm not saying this for any other reason. At 7, I have Derek White. At 6, Drew Holiday. At 5, Kristaps Porzingis. At 4, Kyrie Irving. At 3, Jaylen Brown. At 2, Luka Doncic. And at 1, the best player, not only in this year's NBA Finals, but over the course of the last 2 years. It's all been a build up to this moment. Jason Tatum gets his first championship this year, and he wins Finals MVP with it. And this summer is the summer of Jason Tatum. He's the best player in the league. All right, what's your top 10?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, just give me your top 8. I
PJ
think we should
Washington.
have the same top 7, no?
PJ Washington.
What would you change from my top 7?
Read off your top 7 again.
Tatum, Luka, Brown, Kyrie, Kristaps, Drew, Derek White.
I think Drew is more impactful than Kristaps, or at least has been.
I don't focus on Kristaps, Drew, and D White. I think Kristaps, if he comes back, he is the
X factor.
It's Tatum, it's Luka, it's JB, and it's Kyrie. Nobody's arguing the top 4. But I believe that if Kristaps comes back, he makes Boston unbeatable in this series. Whereas,
right,
which is why I put him at 5. His importance, he's very, very important. Drew Holiday and Derek White, they're interchangeable, but they're both just as important as one another. Like I can't be like Drew Holiday is more important than Derek. No, he's not. They're the same. They provide different things in great ways.
Yeah, he's going to be the reason why Boston wins this series.
Who?
Kristaps.
No, that's not what I just said.
No, bro. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Tatum's going to be the reason why the Celtics win this series.
Tatum?
Did I stutter?
Bro, I hate to break it to you, Brand, but Tatum is not all what you say he is.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And it's crazy, bro. The media slandering a dude who went for 30, 10, and 6 in an Eastern Conference NBA Finals. The media slandering a dude who, through his first 7 years of the NBA, I mean, all he's done is win. And now he's sitting in the NBA Finals with the clear-cut better team that he created, that he generated. This is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's team, and I continue to say that, and I want to preach it as loud as I possibly can. It's nobody else's team other than Tatum and Brown's. It ain't a super team. It might be a super team. I think it's a super team. But to the media, don't call it a super team. This shit was born.
It's a modern day super team. It's like the perfect
NBA. They created it.
Roster.
It's the perfect NBA roster, and it's the perfect way to build a championship squad over the course of 5 to 7 years.
Right.
They put themselves in the position.
It's not by definition a super team. A super team is like when you take 2 of the top 5 players in the world and you surround them around a good roster. Like Golden State was the first and only super team I've ever seen, and it's the only super team the NBA has ever seen.
I think because 2024 is such an emphasis on the role players in the game of basketball.
Yeah.
In many ways, the Celtics were ahead of the curve. And when they saw that the super team era was going downhill and Phoenix tried to grab a Kevin Durant, if you remember, Boston was a team that was trying to get KD. And they went in a different direction. They got a guy like Drew Holiday. They had Derek White, who they grabbed a couple of years ago from San Antonio. And then they finish it off with Kristaps Porzingis this summer. So you get Drew and Kristaps Porzingis. You don't go after the superstar. They went after stars as role players. And that is why Boston is better than any team. Because when they went after role players, they were looking at superstar role players. And no other team has superstar role players. That's not a real thing. There's levels.
Right. And
I love this comment right here. We destroyed the Mavs this year. I mean, if the regular season was any indication to what's about to occur in the NBA Finals, then this shit is cooked. But I don't think that's the case. I think Dallas is a much better team.
Yep.
Than what they were.
They definitely got better. And I'm worried a little bit for Boston, but I'm going to be rooting for Boston. I think Boston got this. I think Boston got this. For sure.
Can I break some news to you right now, actually?
Go ahead.
I'm kind of worried. I don't think Tatum's fully focused.
What do you mean?
I do not know if Jason Tatum has been focused during these Eastern Conference. Sorry, not Eastern Conference. Yeah,
Western?
Eastern Conference. I don't know if Jason Tatum has been focused during these playoffs. I think he has. But, my heart is starting to race a little bit right now. I got a text yesterday. And that person said Jason Tatum has been texting me. And I said, stop distracting him.
Wait a second. Is this the All-Star break? No.
And who'd they play last round? And where is she from?
No.
And I sent it to my mom, and I said, Mom, I don't know if Tatum locked in, bro.
Bro,
I'm
What?
dead
Come
ass,
on,
bro. I'll
bro.
literally send you the text right now. I'm not showing it on the screen or anything. I'm not specifying in any which way. I gave the audience what they needed to hear. I do not know if
Wow.
Jason Tatum is fully locked in right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Game 1 is in less than a week.
He's just got to
Of
stop texting her, bro.
of
Fuck.
of the best series, of the most important series in his career.
I think he wasn't locked in against the Pacers, and then he turned it
No.
on in Game 3, Game 4 because she was at the games.
Oh, she was the
It's all connecting for me right now. Whatever it takes, get her to Boston. Holy shit.
yeah. Get her courtside of Boston.
If that's what we're doing now, Tatum, if you need to be a Jordan Poole type of player, then that's what we're doing.
Exactly.
All right. I got a couple of questions for you.
Yeah,
The
go ahead.
first one is Josh Hart.
Mm.
You know who Josh Hart is?
Yeah.
Top
I
five
heard
top 5 worst basketball players of all time.
actually he's actually a good basketball player, Jack.
Yeah,
But
so Josh Hart said that Derek White is more impactful than Jason Tatum. And then he tried to say that
take it back.
he tried to basically take it back and say that this doesn't mean that I'm slandering Jason Tatum's name. You did. You slandered Jason Tatum. You said that a role player is more impactful than the supposed superstar on a team. That you're basically saying that you are more impactful than Jalen Brunson. That is what you just said, Josh Hart. Do you really believe that? Do you think Brunson believes that? Do you think the Knicks community believes that? And then everyone in the comments is like, if you're disagreeing with this right now, you don't know ball. I do know ball. I understand the game. And I understand that I appreciate Derek White. He's a great player. He is going to make some shots in this series. He's going to get some steals. He's going to get a crazy block. He's going to hit a step back 3 for the 4th possession in a row. I get that shit. Jason Tatum, if you take him off the floor, the Celtics are a different team. If Jason Tatum is not himself, we don't win the series. That's what happened 2 years ago, and now it's time to make up for it. So I don't understand where Josh Hart was coming from, but in your eyes, who is the most impactful player for the Boston Celtics? Let's just say for this series, you predict the future. I got someone calling me right now. God damn.
Ring, 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 ring. It's Jason Tatum.
Nope, it's not Jason. I wish it was Jason Tatum. It's actually an inside source. They just sent me a text too. It said Kyrie Irving to the Celtics.
Continue.
Man. Sorry. Yeah, so I was yapping. Point is, do you believe that Derek White is the most impactful player on the Celtics? And if so, or if not, who is the most impactful player? Who is the most impactful player for the Celtics during these NBA finals? Who would you give the nod to and say that's the guy who's going to be the most impactful?
I'll give it to you here. It's Tatum because we all see that Jaylen Brown's a great player, right? I love Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown's actually pretty underrated. I think he's a top 3 shooting guard or whatever his position is in the NBA. I think he's top 3. But if he doesn't have Tatum playing up to Tatum level, or like at least, and you're not going to like it when I say this, but like Tatum being Jaylen Brown's Robin. If like Jaylen Brown's going off for like 40 points and Tatum needs to at least score 30, right? Or like 25 and just be impactful, then the Celtics win. That's what we've been seeing so far in the playoffs. So Tatum Tatum is the X factor for the Boston Celtics. He might not always play like the number 1 option, but he is the X factor that helps the Boston Celtics win. Now, if he does play like the number 1 option, then who knows? Then the Boston Celtics might have an even higher chance to win.
If he scores 40, if you say Brown scores 40 and Tatum scores 30, if Tatum goes over 35 points, there's no world where the Celtics lose.
I don't think so. I don't think
And
so.
that's why Tatum is the most impactful in the
We
NBA.
also haven't seen that yet. Not
Brown could go for 40 and we could lose. D White could go for 40, we could lose. Kristaps, all right, he goes for 40, we probably win. If Tatum goes for 40, we do not lose in these
Sam
finals.
Hauser goes for 40.
All right, shit. That's like me going for 40.
look, look. I mean, Jason Tatum. Yes, he is the X factor. He doesn't always have to play like the number one option, but if he does,
no, he does, I
and
think.
if he shows up, he's him.
Yeah. I mean, that's the luxury of being on the Celtics right now. Like, they are surrounded with such great players, but I do not want to make that a negative. Like, that's a positive. They created this shit. This team, you're not. Why do people hate on greatness and not just appreciate it? And yesterday, I made a video about Minnesota, and I was talking crazy about just all these different things. But I found myself speaking in a super positive tone about Anthony Edwards and really just lifting him up in many ways. And maybe I jinxed his performance, but to me, I think it's important that us as the media, we need to appreciate greatness while it's happening instead of waiting till it's over to then appreciate it. And I feel like for LeBron's career, the greatest basketball player of all time, or at least in our lifetime to this current point, most people just hated on him for most of his career. And I just don't want that to happen with a guy like Luka or a guy like Tatum who deserve just only love, because they're generational talents that have come into this league and they're sparking brilliance in many ways. We got Josh asking a question here. If the 3-point shot is not falling for the Celtics early, what do they need to do to win? Go to the hoop.
Yeah. Jason Tatum needs to remember that he's 6'8", 6'9".
He's 11, 6'11". He's 7 feet tall, actually.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
On a good day.
In your imaginable, in your perfect world, he's 7 foot tall.
You can't say imaginary world, because that is my world, my boy. No. If they're not shooting the three well, bro,
they lose. They lose. It's simply the formula in today's NBA. If you don't make as many threes, you lose as the other team.
But I think that's the beauty of the Celtics. They're so relentless from the 3-point arc. Everyone at all times on that starting five can shoot the three. Unless you're Luke Cornett. Unless Luke Cornett gets in there, everyone on the court at all times for the Celtics can shoot a three, and that is a very beautiful thing in today's game. And I think other teams need to take notes about that. If you can't shoot the three, can you be an NBA player? Well, you got to be a freak of nature. You got to jump out the gym. You got to do something super well. But in many ways, it presents a liability for your offensive structure if you're trying to play 5 out like the Celtics, which is the way to win. It just is.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true.
All right. Which team has the better duo? Kyrie and Luka or Tatum and Brown? What's the better duo? Which duo would you rather have?
Oh, I would say Luka and Kyrie is the most offensively skilled duo that the game has ever seen.
But they're not better.
But
they're not Tatum and Brown.
Shit, man.
That shit is Jordan and Pippen in 2024.
I would say Luka and Kyrie have better chemistry than them, which makes them the better duo. So I'm going to say Luka and Kyrie.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry.
That's the opposite of what the explanation for why Luka and Kyrie would be better is. What are you saying? They have more. They've been together for a year and a half. Tatum and Brown sleep together, bro.
But they know who is going to take that last shot. They just have more trust with one another. You know, Luka and Kyrie, they have been clicking on all cylinders this year. There's a reason why they are in the finals. It is strictly look. I'm about to spit some fucking facts, real quick.
Cook. If you want to cook, cook.
The Dallas Mavericks are in the NBA Finals because of Luka and Kyrie's chemistry. Okay. Now, Tatum and Brown are in the NBA Finals because, sure, maybe their chemistry, but not because of their chemistry. Because the Celtics have just been playing really well together as a unit.
Mhm.
So one team is in there because of the chemistry, one team is not. Luka and Kyrie just click. Yeah, ball. Yeah, they're better as a duo, but obviously this finals is gonna ultimately decide. So we'll see. But today, I'm taking Luka and Kyrie as a duo.
I don't think people realize how impressive it was for Brown and Tatum to get through the years of trade rumors. Like, that was 4 straight off seasons of let's trade Brown, let's trade Tatum. But they were able to get through that. And the reason why they were able to get through it is because of their chemistry and because they learned how to play together. They learned how to play better and not take away from each other. Early in their careers, it was tough because there were so many weapons on the Celtics, but it felt like Tatum and Brown, they were the duo, but they were too young to be the true duo. And there was guys like Kyrie or Kemba or, I'm blanking on some other Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart.
What's the other guy? Gordon Hayward. My point is, Tatum and Brown from the beginning have just found ways to grow and get better with each other every single year. And I think in this year, they've never been stronger. They've never been better. They've never been more confident. Although Luka and Kyrie are very magnificent in terms of their offensive abilities late in the stretch and the way that they just kind of feed off of each other. And it's a very wholesome relationship. I understand that. You're not Tatum and Brown with the two-headed monster that they present. I think Tatum and Brown present more at all facets of the game, offensive and defensive.
Not
Remember, it's
offensive. Not offensive. Like maybe defensively, maybe they're better at rebounding, but like offensively skilled duos. Come on,
no,
you
they're not
can't say that
skilled,
with a straight face.
not skilled, but I think there's something to say about what Tatum and Brown can do offensively versus what Kyrie and Luka can do offensively. Kyrie and Luka might be
Might be
probably
what?
the two best. Kyrie and Luka are probably the two best offensive talents this game has ever seen. Two of the best. I think of Kobe. I think of KD. I think of Jordan. I think of LeBron. I think of AI. I think of James Harden, Jason Tatum, and then I think of Luka and Kyrie. But to me, I think there's something about what Jason Tatum does as a one-on-one basketball player that people do not understand his ability. I
What
think
is it?
Tatum might be the best one-on-one basketball player in the league right now. If you gave Tatum the rock versus any other player, I think he has the best chance to score versus any other player.
Well, he's gonna have to guard up on Luka.
Yes, sir. I know you got to get out of here, so I'll let you go. But before you get out of here, what's your prediction? Celtics in 5, Celtics in 4, Celtics in 3, Celtics in 2, Celtics in 1.
Give me the Boston Celtics in the series. Yeah, I
But in how many games?
7.
Nah, I can't do that. You
What do
better
you think? What do you think? What do you think? I gotta know your answer.
you really want to know my answer?
Your serious answer.
Oh, I'm always serious. You really want to know it?
Oh, I'm dying to know it. This is like knowing your answer for this series is like getting like the password for like a girl's OnlyFans. Like I gotta know what it is.
Celtics in 4.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the man. This buffoonery, bro. I'll see
Okay.
y'all next week. I'll see y'all next.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, now I got to explain myself. What's my official pick? What's my official prediction? The Celtics are going to sweep the Mavericks. Just take it one game at a time. Just one game at a time. But I know the type of team we are. And I know the type of team Dallas is. I respect and appreciate the team that Dallas presents. I once truly loved Kyrie Irving for the player that he was when he was on the Celtics. But, Kyrie Irving probably made the biggest mistake of any player in the history of basketball. he left Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen before they became Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. I mean, that's about as bad as it gets. Kyrie Irving left the Boston Celtics, left Jason Tatum, left Jaylen Brown to go play with Kevin Durant. Kyrie Irving chose Kevin Durant over Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So it's not about, maybe Kyrie and what his opinions are. And he was getting in all sorts of heat when he was in Brooklyn and even down the stretch in Boston. It's just, it was tough to see the hate towards Kyrie because I was a Kyrie fan and I still love Kyrie. But, this series is personal, not because of what Kyrie has said in the media or anything like that, or, anything about who Kyrie is as a person. This is simply just Kyrie left Tatum for KD. You left us. So, good for you, bro. You go to Luka, you get back to the NBA Finals. Congrats. You are going to get stomped on. If you stomp on our logo, we'll stomp on you. It's just as simple as that, fellas. I think everyone's gonna make it about Kyrie versus Boston, and it's Kyrie coming back to Boston. This is the revenge for Kyrie Irving. No, it's not. This is the revenge for the Boston Celtics. Kyrie left us. We didn't leave Kyrie. He left us. So what do you get for that? What do you get for that, Kyrie? You get a good old ass whooping. You stomp on our logo, we stomp on you. Celtics in fucking 4. God damn. Fired up right now. Fired up. Let me know what y'all's thoughts in the chat is. Because to me, the series is over in 4.
I didn't get that.
All right. Before we get into a few final topics and maybe a finals MVP prediction, I want to go check out SoBet and see what we got cooking up on SoBet today. See if there are any, MLB plays. We don't have any NBA today, but if you guys are new watching this show, y'all want to appreciate the greatness of life. If you guys want to win when sports betting, if you guys just want to simply get an advantage every single day and have a sports betting feed, you don't got to go searching for these picks. They're going to be right on SoBet. There's an app. There's a website. When you sign up on the website, it makes you download the app. All you got to do is use code Jackpot to sign up. DM me proof on Instagram that you've signed up, and maybe I'll hit you with a free month or something. But use code Jackpot. It's the best in the business in terms of sports betting analysis, picks, and predictions. I use it every single day to get some advice on some picks, and you can just tail some of your favorite sports betting pros. So let's hop on SoBet right now and check out, see what they got going here. Looks like what up, bro? Happy birthday to what up, bro? Looks like he's got some plays for us on his beautiful birthday. He's got a parlay birthday. I mean, if you're placing a parlay on your birthday, odds are it's going to hit. Am I wrong? That's the good luck charm, if there's ever been good luck. So you got Phillies -1, 1.5 units. Phillies first 5, -0.5. Guardians first 5, -0.5. Guardians -1. I love it. Astros money line to round it out. Those are the plays by What Up, Bro today. He's magnificent. I tell him every day. But if you guys want to get on SoBet, you got to sign up. You got to go to SoBet.io. You got to use code Jackpot to sign up. Houston Astros money line. That's the consensus play of the day. It seems like a lot of people are on that. Let's see what else we got here. Nice job, Wes. Oof. Bang. All right, let's see what Parlay Poppy got. You got Rangers against Miami. You got Rangers money line. You got Astros money line versus the Twins. That sounds brilliant to me, my friends. But if you guys are new to the show, make sure you go sign up for SoBet using code Jackpot to support the show, to appreciate the greatness of the show, and to get yourself some picks and predictions every single day so you're not missing out on the best sports bettors in the world giving out their picks every single day. The people that are making a living off of this, they're on SoBet and they're giving you every single pick that they place on a given day. And then you can sign up for their VIPs. You can get even more exclusive picks. Gotta love SoBet.io for what they provide. We got a chat from Wesley here. We ain't the Pacers. We got defense. All right, bro. Relax. Easy sweep. Bro, we don't fear y'all team. We do too. Why a Mavs fan in here? That's funny. All right. So I think when Kyrie gets to Boston and when game one occurs, there's going to be a very big question mark in terms of what the Boston crowd does. So I'm going to ask the question right now to the chat and then I'll give my response. But do you guys think that the Boston crowd is going to boo Kyrie every single time he touches the ball? Like for the entire series? Do you think that Kyrie will get booed every single time he has the ball in his hands? To me, I have kind of an opinion on this. It's the idea that, yes, they're probably going to boo him, at least in game one, I think. It's just the Boston fans. Like, if I was in the arena, I wouldn't be booing. But I get it. I get that, any type of animosity to create some sort of like in a series. But we all saw the last time that Kyrie, that Boston fans were trying to act like they were salty about Kyrie, man, he took it to us, right? And now, if I'm the Celtic community, if I'm Boston Celtic fans, I don't boo Kyrie. I do not boo Kyrie Irving. You can boo him once when he gets announced. Fine. But honestly, I wouldn't. Boo Dallas. Boo the team. Make it personal on the court. Make it personal with our play. But there's no reason to truly boo at this point. It's been 7 years removed. And yes, we're kind of creating this mindset of like, we got to go beat Kyrie. But that doesn't mean that we have to disrespect the human that he is. I think Kyrie is a great person. I think he's a terrific individual. He's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Don't disrespect his game. Just appreciate the moment. The fact that we are getting a Jason Tatum versus Luka Doncic NBA Finals. The fact that we're getting the Tatum versus Kyrie NBA Finals. The fact that we're getting this duo of Tatum and Brown versus Luka and Kyrie in the NBA Finals. It is such a beautiful sight to see. This is exactly what the NBA Finals should have been. Here we are. So, okay. So chats are saying, yes, every time he takes it up the court, they should boo him. I wouldn't boo him. If I'm Boston, I don't boo him. Do not boo him. I get it. He stomped on our logo. I'm not going to back up Kyrie on that. That is disrespectful. But you know what that means? When you stomp on our logo, that means we're going to 4-0 sweep you, and then we'll boo you, or we'll just clap. We'll be like, congrats, good try. You left us. That's what you get for leaving us. But it's not about the booing. You're disrespecting an individual human being by doing that over the course of a 7-year stretch. Let it go, play the game, and let our players speak for themselves. If Tatum wants to boo, Tatum can boo. I know Tatum's going to boo in a way that is LeBron dunking on Kyrie. That is what it is. Agreed. I'm not going to say that they are. I'm not going to say they should, but they are. I love it. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't think he should be booed, and I think they're going to boo him. And I think we're going to get a lot of Celtics players in game one being like, stop booing him. Stop. Don't ruin this for us, Boston. The fans of the Celtics, lock in. This is our chance to get Tatum and Brown their first championship. And once you win one, the rest just come easy. It's like Steph Curry shooting a basketball. One, bang, 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 bang. Next thing you know, Tatum and Brown are going to have 6 championships and be tied with Pippen and Jordan. So just don't mess this up. If you are the Boston Celtic fans, appreciate the moment. Appreciate the greatness of the Boston Celtics. Do not make this about Kyrie Irving. Make this about the Boston Celtics. Make this about Tatum and Brown. Make this about the legend of Jason Tatum being born. We won't boo him. We will sweep him. I love it. That's a hell of a line right there. That is one hell of a line. So, yeah, I mentioned earlier in the show the top 10 players in the NBA Finals. If anybody is listening and missed that part of the show, I'll kind of quickly go over it again. Top 10 players in the NBA Finals. You got Tatum at 1. You got Luka Doncic at 2. You got Jaylen Brown at 3. Kyrie at 4. And then Kristaps is kind of the outlier at 5. Whether he plays or not, that's a question mark. But assuming Kristaps is back in the lineup at some point during these NBA Finals, or I'm hoping game 1, he's a top 5 player in the series. He's an X factor. Kristaps could make this Celtics team unbeatable. What do I always say about this Celtics team, the 2024 team? Without Kristaps, they're the best team in the league right now. With Kristaps, they're the greatest starting 5 of all time. At 6, I would have Drew Holiday. At 7, Derek White. And then PJ Washington at 8, Al Horford at 9, and Derek Lively at 10. If Luka Doncic loses, does it hurt his legacy? All I'm going to say is I would not make it hurt his legacy. But if you are the media, you have to make it hurt his legacy. Because for too many years, for too long, for too many hours of the day, over the course of the last 2 years, have I had to deal with the slander of Tatum lost. Tatum lost in the finals. He didn't get it done. No excuses. Whenever I talk to anybody about championships, nothing matters other than just getting it done. Winning an NBA championship is one of the harder things to do. And the Celtics team has been on the brink of it for the past couple of years. And everyone views that as a negative. Everyone views that as Tatum chokes in the playoffs. Tatum doesn't play well in the playoffs. Then how the fuck does he get to the finals? How the fuck does he get to the East Finals every single year? He's obviously playing well. The comments I see in a given Instagram post are this: Tatum slander. He ain't good. He doesn't play well in the playoffs. What are we talking about? He's been the best player in the playoffs over the past 3 years of any player. Consistent wise. King of props coming in the chat saying this goes 7. I do not think people realize how good Boston is. That's all I'm going to say. King of props, you think that the Celtics fans should boo Kyrie, or do you think that they should hold back on the booing, or at least get it out of the way early and then just stop booing? Because I think we should not boo. That's a great statement right there. Drew Holiday and Derek White name a better defensive guard duo. There really isn't one. I think that, and especially what they can do offensively too. It's not like they're a liability on the offensive end, whereas they play really good defense. They are spectacular two-way players in many ways. D. White's ability to shoot, Drew Holiday does everything. They're going to boo the shit out of him. Okay. My opinion is just not going to be heard. My opinion is not going to be heard. And then when halfway through game 1 and Tatum and Brown are both like, stop booing him, and it like messes things up, like that's where I say pump the brakes, bro. Just let the game play. Let the game be played. That's all it is. You think it goes 7 because of Luka? I think of any team in the NBA, the Celtics know how to stop Luka. Not stop him, but let's just say limit. You're not going to allow Luka to do what Luka does. You're going to make Luka force bad shots, and I don't know. I don't think Luka can do what he's been doing against Minnesota and OKC and a Clippers team without Kawhi Leonard. I do not think that Luka Doncic is going to be able to have as free of a series on the offensive side of the basketball as he had in the first 3 series. I think Boston is a different beast. I don't think Dallas knows what they are walking into. It's not about it's not making bad shots. It's sure, like he's about to get the best defensive coverage he's ever gotten in the history of his life. Luka Doncic will be guarded better than he has ever been guarded. I know exactly what they're going to try and do. They're going to try and put Al Horford in the pick and roll, and they're going to try and get Al Horford switched on to Luka. If I see Al Horford switched on to Luka, I'm turning the TV off. Oh. He'll single-handedly win game 2. Win 2 games, my bad. I don't think so, man. I think you can't single-handedly win a game anymore. Not in today's game. No way. I get that because Luka goes to the finals. This is going to be the week of Luka Doncic in the media. This is going to be the week of, are we witnessing the next LeBron James? Are we witnessing, like all of the comparisons of Luka to LeBron are going to start to happen when in reality, the person that should be compared to LeBron James in this current moment is Jason Tatum. When they get Horford on Kyrie, that's torture. I agree. I just don't like Horford. Horford's going to have to find a way to not be a liability in this series because he was a liability against Golden State. I'm going to just be very honest. I love Al Horford. He was a liability 2 years ago. He got what Draymond says it all the time. He's like, we just literally put Al Horford in the pick and roll, and he couldn't guard anything. He could not guard Steph Curry. That's all you have to do if you're Dallas, right? But I think Boston will have a game plan for that. I don't know what it exactly is. You know what we're going to do right now? I'm going to go pull up some Luka Doncic highlights, and I'm going to explain to you guys exactly how you have to essentially guard it. Luka versus Celtics. Let's watch some Celtics. All right, so this is from their game on March 1st. Okay, let's see here. Let's pull this up. I just want to see how they guard him in this regular season game, let me know if y'all can see that and everything clear. So they're just trying to set screens, and then Luka's just going to try and, get into the lane. Let's go back to this. Hold on. So they set the screen. You got to stay home if you're D White here. Tatum has to stay on Lively. I think what has to happen here is Kristaps has to come out. Kristaps has to come out more, and you almost have to have Drew slip. All right, let's get another. I don't care about the Celtics possessions. I know that they can score the basketball. Let's see what Dallas is trying to do here. So Luka, nope, not getting nothing. See, Kristaps is just draining threes right now. That's all it is. All right, you're not doing that. You're not doing that in the NBA Finals. Kyrie in the pick and roll. Bro, there's no way they're about to show a State Farm ad right as I do that, bro. Derek Lively was about to throw a poster on this dude. Are you joking? All right, I need to see exactly what just occurred, because this is one of the defensive schemes that we're going to need to be thinking about in this series. There are no free ads or shout outs on this show. Why the hell are we trying to go camping? What is this, bro? Skip the ad. Oh, Airbnb, we're good. Damn. All right. So what do we do here? They're going to run a lot of this action. They're just going to run pick and rolls. That's all Dallas is going to try and do all series. So here we got it, right? You got Kyrie, you got Lively setting the screen. What needs to happen here? Jason Tatum, get up on the fucking ball. Tatum needs to get up and literally double Kyrie in many ways. Get it out of his hands. This is on Tatum for allowing Derek Lively to then slip to the hoop and dunk it on Kristaps, bro. Let's watch this transpire. So, Tatum, you're playing soft defense right now. You're playing soft defense. If Tatum was up on Kyrie more, he doesn't have the ability to make that pass. Bro, look at where Kyrie is. Tatum, the double has to come right here. Right there. Tatum, get up on the ball. Instead, he sags back. Kyrie makes an easy pass. And Derek White and Kristaps are kind of in this 1 foot in the paint help, but they're too late. The whole play is broken. You're not going to, like, Derek Lively trying to dunk it over. Oh, boy. We cannot see that. We cannot see that, okay? Bro, what the fuck is Lively doing? All right, get that out of the way. Okay, another pick and roll. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So this is another one. This is where they go to the step back on the left side if you're Luka. So what they do is they set this screen, and then Luka's coming off the left side, and what he can do is just basically take his right foot, pound it into the defender, take a dribble, travel, step back 4 different times, and then hit a logo 3 from the TD Garden line. Kristaps, what do you have to do here? You have to push Luka and get him all the way out to half court. Why are we sagging back? Bro, I literally should be the coach. Kristaps, I get it. You probably can't guard Luka off the dribble. You probably got to help the drive. I understand that. You need to make sure that he gets it out of his hands and he can't do what he is about to do on this play. If you are Kristaps, if this guy's getting a screen right here and Luka's coming off of it, Kristaps, you're at the 3 line. I need you to be doubling Luka right now in this moment and getting it out of his hands. If Luka then, finds a way to make that pass, great. But if you're Kristaps, you're 7 feet tall. Use your height to your advantage. But what does Luka do here? If Kristaps sags back, Luka, step back 3 in your mouth. Notice how we're winning still. I'm just trying to be very critical of our defense against Luka. All right, this is Kyrie, so he gets this action across, then they set the screen one way or the other, and then he just goes cook-em mode in a pick and roll. Let's see here again. Kristaps, you're being too lazy, or did you think the screen was going to come over this way? What are they telling Kristaps to do when this screen is taught, when this screen is set? Because to me, I've explained it. Kristaps, you have to be up more. You have to crash it. When the screen comes, you have to be there to push him. Kristaps, push him. Push. Too late. Cooked you. You're done. Tatum. Oh, that's so pretty. No, I'm not about to let that doesn't matter. See, this play right here is what we've been missing that makes us so much greater than every other team. Look at this play right here. Kristaps sets the screen. D. White drives. They try and hedge on the double. They try and hedge on the screen. They try and double the screen. Why are there 2 guys on D White right now? Because he's Michael Jordan, basically. And what happens? They just kick it out, and then you think Exum is going to try and contest a Kristaps 3? No, our guy can shoot it from 30, and he's 7 feet tall. All right, what do we got here? Luka in the post. So you got Luka in ISO mode against Drew Holiday. I'm fine with this. No, I'm not. All right, here we go. Luka in ISO. This moment right here, if I see this image at any point during these NBA finals, I will start to cry. You can never, and when I say never, and I know it's going to happen in the first play of the game, you cannot have Al Horford switch on to Luka. It's literally just Luka on Rudy Gobert all over again. I mean, that is too easy. That is just too easy. Okay. Let's see here. All right, let's see if we can get any more pick and roll options. I'm not trying to have Pritchard on Luka either. That's the other thing. What are we doing? All right, here's a pick and roll. Pick and roll. Pick and roll. How are we going to guard the pick and roll? This is my problem with their pick and roll. Why are we sagging back? Al, get up on him. Let him beat you off the dribble. Then Tatum's going to block his shot. That's all it is, man. That's truly all it is. All right, let's see one more of these. What is that defense, bro? This dude down here. Tillman, you got to get in the paint, bro. This is on you. Or is it on? Yeah, no, it's on you, bro. You're way too late. You are way too late. This is what we learn in like 6th grade basketball. Help defense. If I see that they're going to try and do, all Dallas does is pick and roll. How do you guard the pick and roll? You do not allow the ball handler to get over the screen and take a dribble towards the hoop. You have to make him go away from the hoop. It's as simple as that, fellas. I'm just saying. Should we watch anything else? I think we should. Let's see if we got like I want to hear what the TNT crew had to say about this final. TNT inside the NBA. All right, here we go. They're about to preview it. Hopefully y'all can hear this. Yeah, Tillman is not seeing the court, bro. All right, let me know in the chat if y'all can hear this good, if the volume is
Dallas Mavericks, Celtics with home court advantage. Hasn't mattered to Dallas through these playoffs. Haven't had home court advantage yet, but they have advanced to the NBA Finals. 2-0 on the season series. Luka had a couple of triple-doubles, 33, 18, and 13, 37, 12, and 11. Tatum had a 39-point game and a 32-point game. Porzingis played in one of those, had 24. Overall, 4 straight wins for the Boston Celtics over the Dallas Mavericks.
You know what's interesting, Ernie?
What is?
The moment I knew that this was serious is when those gold ropes come out on the court. When they rope off the court and you bring it like that energy is now going to the NBA Finals. You want to see those ropes and be inside those ropes the next time. So for me, watching these two teams who are playing probably their best basketball, both teams can walk in. Boston's had an easier route, without a doubt, with the injuries that they had to play against. But these two teams are playing great basketball right now.
Did they play after they made the trade?
Yes. Yes, they did. They played March 1st. PJ had 17 in that game, but it was a
He wasn't this
win.
PJ though.
Yeah.
All of these guys were feeling their way out. They're not feeling their way out anymore.
Well, I still haven't seen anything to make me think the Celtics not going to win the championship.
I agree.
You've always kind of hedged that with this if Porzingis does play or doesn't play.
What if he doesn't play? What if Porzingis doesn't play?
That's a great question, Kenneth.
Thanks, I asked it.
Yeah, good point, Ernie. We got another week. I still like the Celtics.
Without Porzingis.
Without Porzingis, I still like the Celtics. You know, Stan Van Gundy and Reggie said something really important. They got 4 guys that can guard Luka and Kyrie, and Luka and Kyrie can't guard those guys on the other end, in my opinion. So I like the Celtics. I think it's going to be a hell of a series, but I like the Celtics.
The Celtics do not have 3 or 4 guys that can guard Luka. I like Dallas in this series. I like the way they're playing. This is a little.
Shaq, they do have 3 or 4 guys that can guard Luka. Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. All 4 of those guys can guard Luka Doncic and create problems for him. That is a known fact. When Jason Tatum is on Luka Doncic, Luka does not do anything. When Kyrie is going on JT, I've seen the one-on-one clips from practice. It don't matter. JT is blocking that shit to Madagascar.
Special for Kyrie, maybe a little special for Porzingis as he plays too, because I know he played in Dallas, but I think I like Dallas in this series.
So, Shaq, this is, here we had Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, big men. This is not a big man series. So I'd like to see a big man's point of view about a small ball series.
I've been sitting on the floor, and I've been anxious to see Luka. This is like my first time seeing him a lot. Big body, bigger than I thought he was, stronger than I thought he was. Once he gets you on the side, sort of like a big man, he does whatever he wants, plays with poise, and he can be shook. The fact that he's been a professional player since he's 13 years old, nothing shakes him. I don't see anybody on Boston dealing with that. Maybe Tatum, but if I'm Boston, I don't want to get Tatum or Brown into foul trouble. And I think the other guys, Drew Holiday is too little, in my opinion.
Do you guys think, I'm going to stop this right here. Do you guys think that it's harder for, like, if you put Tatum or Brown on Luka, do you guys think that's going to take away from what Boston does on the offensive side of the ball if you're making a guy like Jaylen Brown have to guard Luka Doncic? Like, I think the game plan definitely has to be you just got to throw a bunch of different guys at him the way that, like, they guarded Brunson, right? When the Pacers were trying to figure out the Brunson situation, it worked when they just kind of threw things that Brunson wasn't expecting at him. Do you think that Jaylen Brown in the locker room or in the team group chat right now or at practice is basically telling the guys, like, I got him, I'm going to lock him up? Because I think that's the type of leadership that JB would bring. I also think Jason Tatum would want to guard Luka. Is it better if Drew or Derek White are on Luka, or is it better if Jaylen Brown is matched up against Luka? To me, I think Brown and Tatum, I see a comment right here. It basically says Jaylen and JT. Jaylen and JT on Luka, Drew on Kai. I do like that, actually. I think you switch between Tatum and Brown on Luka. You give him all sorts of problems. And when I play the game, when I'm playing basketball, I am a better offensive player when I'm guarding the best offensive player on the defensive end. And so maybe that's wrong or different because you're using all this energy. Like when Anthony Edwards was guarding Kyrie Irving, it felt like that took away from Ant's offensive game. Whereas I think Boston's so deep that their defensive matchups are more important than their offense because their offense is going to be there. So figure out on defense what you want to do. Who can you trust to put on Luka Doncic in game one and say, I got him? Can anybody truly guard Luka? No, they can limit him, though. And I think Jaylen Brown can do that best, if not Tatum, if not Drew. But I would put Drew Holiday on Kyrie Irving, and I would not take Drew Holiday off of Kyrie Irving the entire series. I would make sure that Drew Holiday makes Kyrie Irving's life a living hell for the next 2.5 weeks. Luka is 6'8", so is Brown. Tatum's 7 feet tall.
As I watch it, the interesting thing will be, I think, the matchup with Drew Holiday and Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving kind of
Oh my God, I just
That's
said
going to
that.
be a great matchup.
Argument's sake has been a squirrel, so to speak, stealing from Coach Phil Handy said that. But his ability to get anywhere he wants to go, and I don't know if he will be able to get each where he wants to go, but I know he will take the challenge to let you know that no, I don't. You're first team all defense, second team, whatever it might be, but you cannot guard me. He takes offensive, defensive challenges personally, and these guys are going to be in for.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see Kyrie back in Boston.
It's going to be hostile.
Yeah,
Keenan, you got to pick somebody though. You can't.
Oh, I'm going to have to pick. I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics.
Yeah. I do. I love the Celtics in this series. Now, Porzingis, it's going to be hostile for him when he go to Dallas.
And interesting enough, these two guys have both benefited from the trade, and that very rarely happens. Two guys who get traded make the NBA Finals and play against each other.
What do you do in the week now before the finals begin? How do you stay sharp?
It's very hard. They play on the 6th, so you try to like right now we know who our opponent is, so maybe 1 or 2 days, whatever you're doing, family, friends. But that 2 or 3 days before first game, you got to start to get focused on it, especially in practice, the assignments, and then mentally you have to say, especially if you're the star, mentally you have to say, okay, I got to put my imprint on this game. I cannot let us lose this game.
Don't get caught up in the media hype, meaning every local station is going to ask you to come in. They're going to be, SMU and what other school is here going to be saying, can we do a pep rally for you and you show up? You cannot get caught up in these 4 days to lose your mental focus that you're in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You're still in basketball mode. Stay in basketball mode, and that helps.
And I think if you're Kyrie and Porzingis, you stay out of the BS. Kyrie don't say anything, because you don't want to inflame the crowd in Boston. And Porzingis, he went to another team after he left the Mavs. So just don't get into the BS with the media.
No OTBSing. Always good advice. We'll take a break, come back to wrap things up here on Inside the NBA, presented by Key.
This is going to be one hell of a series, but just watching that gave me so much confidence that we got it, bro. This is our year. If there's ever been a year for the Boston Celtics, led by Tatum and Brown, to get their first championship, the first one since that Pierce Garnett title in 2008. It's this year, man. I'm getting chills up and down thinking about it. I'm not going to say warm up the duck boats just yet. But what I will say is be ready. If you are Kyrie Irving, you have not faced Drew Holiday during these playoffs. If you are Luka Doncic, you have not faced Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum during these playoffs. Everybody take a deep breath. Just read it. We are the 2024 champ. Kyrie about to be 0-14 since stomping on Lucky is crazy. Is he 0-14? He might be 0-14. Oh my God. I'm speechless in many ways right now. I'm so proud of this team. And I'm so proud to be able to witness a series like this. Is this the two greatest basketball players going at it? Like, you got to think about that for a second. Are we about to witness the two greatest basketball players of all time playing in NBA Finals? Ask yourself that question. In 25 years, in 15 years, in 10 years, is there a world where we're saying Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic are the two greatest basketball players of all time? Because to me, say what you want about the history of basketball and respecting it and respecting all these different accolades, appreciating greatness. I get it. But when you just talk about ability and the perfect type of basketball player and then what they do during their career, Tatum and Luka are set up to become two of the greatest basketball players this game has ever seen. One of them is going to win it this year. One of them is going to get out of the I don't have a ring argument. And then I assume within the next 5 years, the other one will probably get one too. But I just want people to understand this is the most talented era of basketball. I get it. There were a lot of injuries in the East Finals. The Celtics are in this. The Celtics are the best team. The Mavericks are the best team out of the West. We got exactly the finals that we deserved. We got Luka versus Tatum. And if you hear anybody on the media say that Luka Doncic, if he wins or if he loses, and if Tatum, if he wins or if he loses, nothing matters, Luka's still going to be the better player. If you hear that statement, that is wrong. Because why do we play this game? We play this game to prove people wrong, to create greatness. And to me, Jason Tatum will rise. Tatum will be the best player in this series. No ifs, ands, or buts. And that's going to do it. The Morning Jackpot presented by SoBet.io. I am your host, Jack Cody. And trying to think here. Do we check out SoBet one more time? What do you guys say? You guys want to hop on the SoBet feed one more time? Let me know in the chat if y'all have already signed up for SoBet or if you are just finding out what SoBet is. If you have no idea what SoBet is, ask a question in the chat. I'm about to pull it up right here. When you talk about appreciating greatness, you got to appreciate the Celtics, but you also have to appreciate SoBet. Let's hop on SoBet right now. SoBet.io. Use code Jackpot to sign up. Finals MVP. I will give you guys my Finals MVP right after I go on SoBet, because maybe somebody said something about the Finals MVP on SoBet, who you should bet on. All right, Wes, what you got? You got Texas Rangers, Miami Marlins, over 8 runs. And then Reds, Cubs, over 8 runs as well. Wild West. Let's eat, fam. All right. We got some MLB plays from Bookie Bandits. He said, we had a green day yesterday. Ooh, if you had a green day and you're not on SoBet, you might as well hop on SoBet so you can have a green day with him. We had a green day yesterday. Let's get hot. Let's get on a hot streak. Here's what we've got today. MLB, Astros, money line. Pablo Lopez has not been good this year. And we think Blanco keeps the Twins under wraps. The Astros get up early and stay up. Yankees, money line. 3 units. The Yanks are on fire right now, and to get them at minus 130 with Stroman on the mound, it is a steal. Yankees money line. And then Phillies, minus 1.5. The Phillies have cooled off a little bit, but with Nola on the mound, they will ice the red-hot Cardinals. Let's cash. I love these plays. A little chalky. Astros, Yankees, Phillies, but to me, I think sometimes you just got to ride with the ones you trust the most. Happy Friday, SoBet family. Let's see what Deepak has. Ooh, he is up 117 units this month. That is incredible. B-Day Bash, we already checked this out. What did Easy Picks have here? He's got Astros money line. So everybody's on the Astros, bro. Does that mean we're all tailing the Astros? I don't know. All right, fellas. I think I could be wrong about this. Ethan, but I'm almost positive you could probably sign up. Maybe not. I could be wrong. Let me get a chat from my boss about whether or not people from Australia can sign up for SoBet, but there's no age limits or anything like that. SoBet is simply it's not betting on sports. You're not like going on to SoBet to place bets or anything like that. You're signing up for SoBet to get picks. You're signing up for SoBet to get information from experts so that you know exactly what to bet on. So if you guys are new to the stream and you want to support the show, it's $9.99 a month just to get all these different picks and predictions every single day from the best sports betting handicappers in the world. So whether you're from Australia or United States or wherever it is, I'm not sure, but I'm almost 100% positive that you should be able to sign up. Use code Jackpot, and I appreciate anybody for signing up. All right, let's talk about it's Saturday morning for you. That's cool. Wow. That's a wild thing. All right, who is winning the NBA Finals MVP? Ask yourself this question. Who wins NBA Finals MVP? They're going to do everything in their power to make sure Jason Tatum does not win this award. And he will still win it. Because that is how great Jason Tatum is. That shows the true greatness of Stephen Curry. Not Stephen Curry, but in many ways Stephen Curry. Because we all remember in 2015, when Steph gets his first championship, he didn't win Finals MVP. Why? Not because he wasn't the most valuable player, but because the media did not want to give Stephen Curry, this up-and-coming, white boy shooter that was taking over the game of basketball and defeating the supposed GOAT in LeBron James. Nobody wanted to give Steph a Finals MVP because he just won MVP. He won an MVP. Then he ran through the entire Western Conference. Everybody's like, holy shit, Stephen Curry? Who is this kid? Next thing you know, he torches LeBron in the finals, and they give the award to Andre Iguodala, and they damn near gave it to LeBron even though he lost. And to me, when I look at this NBA Finals, when you look at Tatum 2024, Celtics 2024 versus the situation of what the Dallas Mavericks present, which is Luka Doncic in many ways. If the media is truly what I think the media is, they're going to do everything to give Luka Doncic the MVP, whether the Celtics win or not. That's the craziest part about all this. But I promise you, Tatum going to be the MVP. And not going to be Derek White. It's not going to be Jaylen Brown. It's not going to be Al Horford, Kristaps, Kyrie, Drew Holiday, or Luka Doncic. The 2024 Finals MVP was always going to be Jason Tatum. Honestly, don't care who wins as long as I'm at the parade. Hey, I care who wins, and I will be at the parade. It's got to be Tatum. He's going into this series with a chip on his shoulder. Man, I love it. I love it. Wow, that's beautiful. JT really needs a Finals MVP to prove them wrong. Yeah, I mean, I think that would just shut everybody up. It's not that he definitely needs it. Like, if the Celtics win the title and Tatum doesn't win Finals MVP, I'm just going to be like, how did he not win Finals MVP? He was definitely the most valuable player if the Celtics won. But, crazier things have happened, and Jaylen Brown just won the Finals MVP, and I just explained the situation with Stephen Curry not winning Finals MVP in the year where he most definitely was the most valuable player to his team. So sometimes it's just a media award that gets screwed up due to the bias in the media. But if the media gets it right, it'll go to Jason Tatum. So I would bet on Jason Tatum to win Finals MVP right now. Right now. I don't know what are the odds for that, because if you were to bet on a winner right now for the NBA Finals, you're almost better off just taking Tatum's Finals MVP instead of betting on the Celtics minus 220 or whatever the hell it is to win the Finals. It's just that those odds are crazy. So I'm going to see what the odds are for Finals MVP. Hold on. Finals MVP odds. I believe Tatum is just like a calm, cool, and collected minus 135. But let me just double check here. All right. So Dallas is a plus 180 to win this series. Those are the interesting odds on that. All right. NBA Finals MVP odds. Finals MVP odds. So Tatum is at minus 135. Luka Doncic is plus 190. Jaylen Brown is plus 550. Kyrie Irving is plus 1,200. To me, I think you have to just bet on Jason Tatum to win the Finals MVP right now. You want my play of the day? You want my best bet? Take Tatum to win Finals MVP. That's a much better bet than taking the Celtics to win the Finals at minus 220. You're getting the minus 135. What if you parlay them? That'd be crazy. To me, Jack, it doesn't matter who wins MVP. Like, hopefully Tatum does, but I just want to see the Celtics win. Ethan, couldn't have said it better myself. I do think that Tatum winning Finals MVP will shut up a lot of people, and I think if the Celtics do win the title, the media is going to find every reason to not credit them the way that they should be credited. So if Finals MVP doesn't go to Jason Tatum, I'm just going to have to hear an entire summer of Tatum didn't get Finals MVP. Tatum's not the best player on his team. Like, for literally 4 years, not 4 years, like 7 years of Stephen Curry's life, all he had to hear was, yeah, you won a bunch of championships. You were on probably the greatest team of all time, but you created a super team. You never won Finals MVP. And then he won Finals MVP against the Celtics, and he shut everybody up. The narrative completely disappeared. It went away. Nobody cares about Steph and only having one Finals MVP now. As long as he got one, that was truly all that mattered. So I just don't want to have to go through like another year of, Tatum was this, but he didn't get this, or Tatum, got to the finals, but he didn't win, or Tatum got to the finals and won, but he didn't win Finals MVP. Like, I don't want to have no ifs, ands, or buts. I want to leave everything out there, and I want to truly appreciate the greatness in the moment that is being created by this 2024 Boston Celtics team. You can't parlay them, unfortunately. Yeah, that's tough. You know what you can do, though? You can take Jason Tatum to win Finals MVP, and you can take the Celtics to sweep. You don't need to parlay none of that. You just take Tatum straight up, minus 135. Just put a calm, cool, and collected 135 on it to win 100. If you're getting fruitful, put 260 on it to win 200. And then what do? You bet on the Boston Celtics to win this series in 4 games. What are the odds on that? Bro, this is about as good of a prediction as I've ever seen in my life. Celtics in 4 or 5, Tatum Finals MVP, and he averages 30, 11, and 7. That would be beautiful. That would make me cry. That would make a grown man cry. If we got to see Celtics win in 4 or 5, Tatum wins Finals MVP, and he averages 30, 11, and 7, that would be the greatest moment in the history of life. Until the next time he does it. Oh, he's about to average 35, 10, and 10. All right, everybody put what y'all think Tatum's about to average stat lines. I think he about to average 33 in honor of Larry Bird, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. 33, 10, and 8. That would be a generational stat line right there. 33, 10, and 8. What do we got here? 31, 11, and 6. Hey, I ain't complaining. Does that win you Finals MVP? I think it does, unless Jaylen Brown goes for 40 and hits a game-tying shot to keep our season alive. 37.5, 12, and 2. Holy shit. Ethan, if he does that, you might as well declare him the GOAT right there and then, the way that I have after I saw him drop 46 against the Milwaukee Bucks in a Game 6 in the second round on the road. All right, let's get our final stat lines out there before I get out of here. Make sure if you guys are betting on sports, you need to sign up for SoBet, because it's literally just a guide. All it is a guide to how to win when sports betting. Make sure you're gambling responsibly. And the way to gamble responsibly is by signing up for SoBet using code Jackpot and tailing Gutsy Picks cash. I just explained it to y'all. Go find somebody on SoBet to tail, but SoBet's the place to be. I don't know why you haven't signed up yet. So go sign up, join, use code Jackpot. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Ethan, you the man. Doesn't really matter. He's still the GOAT. Totally right, bro. All right. Any other final thoughts in the chat before I get on out of here? Any final questions? I'm happy to answer since I have y'all here before I get on with my day. Appreciate you for tuning in. What's her name, bro? Jack. Jason Tatum. Appreciate you for tuning in all episode. Wesley, it means a lot, bro. Giving you your own flowers the way that the media should give Jason Tatum his flowers. All right, so to go through the stat lines real quick on predictions for what we think Tatum about to do. One guy says 35, 10, and 10. We got a 31, 11, and 6. We got a 37.5, 12, and 10. Oh, if he does that, I would literally I would melt. 32, 11, and 9. And to round it out, it ultimately does not matter. Because why? He's still the GOAT. All right, fellas. That's going to do it for the Morning Jackpot presented by SoBet.io. I am your host, Jack Cody. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok and leave a like on this stream right now before everyone gets out of here. Please just tap the like button and then subscribe to the channel as well. And like I said before, if you're new here, if you're not already on SoBet, if you want the best advice in sports betting, sign up for SoBet. You will not regret it. And DM me proof of signing up, and maybe I'll hit you with a free month. So you get 1 free month on SoBet using code Jackpot to sign up. That's going to do it for the Morning Jackpot. We will see you when? Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Every weekday, 9 a.m. Eastern time for about an hour. We did an hour 30 today. But at the end of the day, the final chat, he putting up Wilt numbers if we are being realistic. No ifs, ands, or buts. Tatum, you heard him. You heard us. Go do it. Lock in. This is your time. Jason Tatum. I'm going to speak to Tatum right now before I get out of here. Jason Tatum. Let me start it in a better way. Dear Jason Tatum, if you do not win this year's finals, if the Boston Celtics don't get it done this year, if the Boston Celtics do not beat the Dallas Mavericks in this year's NBA Finals, I will do whatever the top comment is. Create greatness, Jason. Do not let me down. Go Celtics.